Besties, send help because Christen Whitman just managed to break the internet in the most jaw-dropping, stomach-turning, I blinked once and chaos said hello kind of way. And I wish I was exaggerating, but I am not. Out of all the controversies we've seen with influencers, this one, it wasn't a messy TikTok rant. It wasn't a shady live. It wasn't even her being aggressive toward her husband. It was Kristen and her dog in a viral clip so unsettling that the comment section couldn't even decide whether to laugh in disbelief or just collectively scream, "Nope, jail." Immediate jail. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Christen Whitman, also known as Mama C, is one of those TikTok moms who has built her entire brand around being messy in the most unsettling way. And I don't mean the kind of silly drama where people roll their eyes and keep scrolling. I mean the type of drama that makes you pause, rewatch, and whisper to yourself, wait, did she really just say that out loud? She has been dragged more than once for questionable parenting texts that felt careless rather than relatable. She's been side-eyed for bizarre interactions with her pets that crossed the line from goofy into gross, and her marriage has practically become a live stream of chaos where every fight, every insult, every offhand joke feels like it's meant to bait viewers. So, when this latest clip surfaced, the collective reaction online wasn't surprise, it was dread. Because everyone knew it was going to be messy, but no one could have predicted just how disturbing it was going to get. So let's talk about the video. Because this is the part that has everyone gasping out loud. Picture this slowly. Kristen is sitting on a chair, completely unbothered, and her boxer dog is not just sitting politely or acting playful, but literally planted right on her lap. Not in a wholesome, cuddly way, but full on facing her, moving in a way that left nothing to the imagination, humping over and over like it had no intention of stopping.
Wax don't post that by hand doing this. Yeah. No humping around here.
And right there, instead of doing what any normal person would do, redirect, stand up, guide the dog down, her husband Jacob thought this was primetime content and wiped out his phone to record, chuckling as if this was peak comedy. And you know what Kristen does? She doesn't jump, she doesn't push, she doesn't move him off. She says the word stop.
What is going on? What is going on with this video that I just saw of Kristen, Mama C's dog hunching on her? Just letting it happen. I'm not sure whether to like that or like die laughing. But like some of the people are saying, oh, she's telling them to stop, she's telling them to stop. And I get that. It does kind of look like that. But why are you not pushing the dog down? I don't know. Kind of hard to defend this one. It's weird. That's bordering on, like, why? Like, who in the history of ever has sat there and let the dog do that? And pulled it in closer, it looked like. I don't know.
But here's the kicker. She's not actually stopping him at all. If anything, she's pulling the dog in closer as if she's acting out some weird skit. And the whole thing plays out like she's pretending to scold while really encouraging it. Like, be serious right now. How can you say one thing and physically do the complete opposite? The contradiction was screaming through the screen, and it left everyone with the same reaction. Absolute disgust. Top comments said it best. Saying stop but pulling him closer? Yeah, that's not how it works, sis. And that wasn't just shade, it was the universal reaction because words mean nothing if your actions are doing the exact opposite. And if you think that's where it ends, oh no, we're just warming up. Because the disturbing part wasn't just that the dog was doing what dogs do. It was the fact that Kristen sat there long enough for Jacob to not only notice, but to get comfortable enough to unlock his phone, aim the camera, hit record, and then actually decide this was worth uploading to Snapchat. That right there tells you everything. This wasn't some fleeting, awkward second that slipped past her. This was stretched out, dragged on, and treated like shareable content. And if that wasn't unsettling enough, people nearby were audibly laughing in the background, chuckling like they were watching a sitcom gag instead of something that had the rest of the internet recoiling in disgust. I'm sorry, but who genuinely looks at that situation and thinks, yes, this deserves a laugh track? Let's all giggle and cheer. It wasn't giving family entertainment. It was pure wrong place, wrong time energy, and it made the whole thing 1,000 times worse. Defenders immediately rushed in like dogs hump all the time, it's natural. And okay, yes, dogs do hump, it's normal animal behavior. But let's be real, dog owners. If your dog starts doing that on your body, do you let it continue? Absolutely not. You direct, you redirect, you move. You get the dog down and you don't make it into an entire performance for social media. It's common sense, and most people wouldn't even think twice about shutting it down instantly. But Christian's defenders try to spin it as if everyone criticizing her just doesn't understand dogs, when in reality, the majority of viewers were either dog owners themselves or at least familiar enough to know that boundaries exist. The room's temperature check wasn't, oh, this is quacky peck behavior. It was a collective groan of, no, this is off, this is uncomfortable, and why are you so calm while it happened? And then came the screenshots. And besties, this is where everything went from bad to worse. Because apparently the viral clip wasn't shocking enough on its own. No, Kristen had already been casually posting snaps of her dogs before, as if she thought these were quirky little moments worth sharing. One of those snaps literally showed the dog's lower area with her hand positioned nearby, captioned with the words, "He wants his bees scratched so bad." I'm sorry, what? Bees so for real right now? Nope. Immediate jail.
Creeping crawling.
No. I don't want kisses. Winston? No, sir. Okay, come on. Get down.
This wasn't pet humor. It was straight up disgusting. The kind of thing you screenshot immediately and send to your best friend with, "Girl, are you seeing this?" attached. And this right here was the point where even the loudest defenders lost their footing, because you can't tell me with a straight face that this is just dog humor. He wasn't giving innocent pet jokes. He was giving instant call the group chat and we need an emergency meeting, and the collective shudder across the internet proved it. And what makes it worse is that this isn't some isolated oops moment. It actually fits into a much bigger, more troubling pattern that has been building for a while. Kristen has a long track record of questionable, borderline reckless behavior with her dogs, and every new clip just seems to pile onto the last. On one live, she casually told her mom that her dogs eat diapers when they dig into the trash, like it was a quirky party trick rather than a red flag confession.
So you can't even say anything to me anymore.
I can, because I don't do it very often. I hope she throws up in her bed.
She ain't gonna throw up in my bed. Steak is good for them.
With all the seasoning and grease on it, probably
I
not.
know. My dogs eat diapers, so they survive.
Yeah, well, Nova's not used to it, and Nova's sensitive.
Imagine proudly announcing that your dog eats diapers as if it's cute, when in reality it's not just unsanitary, it's literally dangerous. Dogs can choke, get infections, or develop serious health issues from something like that. That's not, haha, dogs will be dogs. That's you not taking out the trash and letting him risk their health because you can't be bothered. And that diaper story isn't even a one-off. Over time, we've seen Kristen normalize this whole chaotic approach to pet care, where neglect gets spun as relatable content, and moments that should trigger alarm bells get brushed off as entertainment. So let's add it all up. She let a dog hump her on camera. She posted captions about scratching dogs in ways no normal owner would ever think was funny. She openly brags about her pets eating diapers like it's a quirky fact, and every single time she gets called out, she doubles down instead of reflecting. The math is clear, and it's not quirky, it is concerning. And it's not just Kristen starring the port. Her husband Jacob is right there adding fuel to the fire. He's the one who records, who posts, who laughs along, and then later turns around and admits that he feels like he's competing with her dogs for her attention. There was even one fight where Kristen, instead of making up with him, literally chose to sleep curled up with her dog while Jacob sulked on camera, begging that the dog be put in its cage so that he could have his wife back.
Let's go to bed. See what you guys did. Actually,
You're snoring.
I know, she's so cute. She is, I know. You know how uncomfortable it is with her sleeping there? Either you get up and go to the couch, or I'm just getting kicked in the back all night.
What? What did you say?
I want you to sleep with me.
I've slept with you for the past 3 months, so anyway. I mean, so did Finley, but I didn't like when she was the first night by herself. She didn't like it either. Look at her.
She's okay though. She sleeps good in her cage. She actually does.
Look at her now. She's next to her mom. She's sleeping even better. She's just curled up with me.
Just F me. That's what you.
I mean, I will.
Gosh. Oh, shit.
Baby, look how cute.
Baby, I know. She's so cute. I know.
Oh, let me close your eye.
Team fan, get the hell out of here.
You're on my head.
You just want to record you sleeping all night with him?
Besties, that isn't quirky relationship banter. That's giving red flag attention all over the place. And Jacob's behavior towards the dogs? It's the complete opposite of Kristen's bizarre over-affection. He's been caught on lives chasing the dogs around the house like he's hunting them, spanking them when they don't listen, and holding up scratches on his arms as if to prove that the dogs are basically his enemy. The energy in that house is so split. On one side, Kristen is disturbingly affectionate to the point of enabling, and on the other side, Jacob is so aggressively hostile, almost resentful. So basically, the dogs are stuck right in the crossfire of two extremes, and that chaotic push and pull doesn't just make the household uncomfortable to watch. It makes you seriously question what life inside that home actually feels like day to day. Now, here's where things take a turn from weird to downright manipulative because the timing was almost too convenient. Right after the dog clip blew, instead of addressing the backlash or even just staying quiet, Kristen suddenly pivoted and started flooding her page with tributes to Charlie Kirk after his passing. And while grief is always valid, the way she packaged her grief did not read as natural mourning. It read like content. Dramatic selfies with tears half posed, Captions written like open letters, long statements about never feeling this much heartache for someone I did not know personally, all hitting the feed one after another as if she was trying to drown out the noise of the scandal with emotional theatrics. And the internet clocked it immediately. Top comment under her tribute summed up the mood. Out of all things, this is what you choose to speak on? Makes sense. We all saw the dog clip, and Kristen's reply only made it worse. And I will continue to speak on it. You're the problem. Instead of posing, instead of showing awareness, she doubled down with deflection and defensiveness, which only confirmed that people were already thinking this wasn't about grief, this was about distraction. Girl, come on. Okay, jokes aside, this is where the whole situation shifts from chaotic to genuinely sad because what we're witnessing isn't just a one-off misstep, it is the outline of a clear pattern that keeps repeating itself. Kristen never meets criticism head-on. She doesn't take a breath to acknowledge or reflect. She pivots. She dodges. Every single time something disturbing comes out, whether it's the viral dog video, the diaper confession, or the way she allows Jacob to act aggressively towards the pets, her first instinct is not to take accountability, but to bury it underneath something louder, flashier, or even more dramatic that eats up the timeline. And that isn't just messy influencer behavior, that's textbook deflection. And when you step back and realize how often she leans on this tactic, it feels less like chaos and more like manipulation. It was cringe at first, but now it's crossed the line into something heavier because what begins as internet drama slowly morphs into a dangerous pattern of avoidance that leaves her audience confused and drained, her critics frustrated to no end, and her pets still stuck right in the middle of the circus. And at this point, we're not laughing anymore. We are way, way past the point of funny. Let's piece this chaos together in one breath because when you stack it all side by side, it paints the wildest picture. Christian let her dog hump her on camera while saying stop, but literally pulling him closer. She posted captions about scratching dogs in ways no pet owner should joke about. She brags about her dogs eating diapers like that's quirky instead of dangerous. Her marriage dynamic with Jacob looks less like a partnership and more like a circus act, caught on a camera. And now she's pivoting into grief content that feels less like sincerity and more like a distraction play. That's not one red flag, that's a whole parade marching down the street. Besties, what are we even watching unfolding here? Sound off in the comments. Are you team this was blown way out of proportion or team Kristen has officially lost the plot? Would you let your dog do this? And more importantly, would you sit there and film it for the world? Be honest, because the internet clearly can't agree. Anyway, loves, that's today's chaos. Be nice, drink water, and as always, send receipts.